This is a regular afternoon at home with all 5 kids, just me and them. My wife's out for the day and I'm supposed to be holding it down, or at least that's the plan. Right now I'm making them lunch, and lunch prep is usually a negotiation. Someone wants this, someone wants that, and at least one kid decides that they're not really hungry after all, even after I've already finished making their plate. But today we decided to go with something pretty simple. I just didn't have the emotional energy for anything too ambitious. Honestly, I consider anything that gets eaten a win. Feeding 5 kids is kind of like running a restaurant, where none of the customers can read and 3 of them are actively throwing things, but somehow everyone gets fed. Mostly. After lunchtime, it's quiet time, which just means I tell them to sit still for about 20 minutes and cross my fingers that they actually listen to me. Believe it or not though, this is actually one of the most peaceful parts of my day. I don't know how long it'll last, but I'm just going to pretend everything is under control for as long as possible. While they're down, I get time to actually tidy up, put away their toys, do some of the chores that I just didn't get a chance to do during the day. If you guys have little ones, you know you can't really get much done because you have to really keep an eye on them, make sure they're not putting anything in their mouth. Getting chores done actually gives me time to think about what I want to do with them for the rest of the day. I know that it seems like parenting is mostly just watching, but interacting with your kids and engaging with them and actually trying to see things from their point of view is pretty important in my opinion. After I finish all of the chores, I have to check on them one more time just to make sure that they're not getting into anything too crazy. And I don't know about you other parents, but I always have to check on my little one to make sure she's still breathing. Just a little bit of paranoia. Once I check on them one last time, I get to sit down and work on some things that I've been meaning to work on. I honestly get about 15 to 20 minutes to work. And even though it's not much, in a house of 5 kids, it's actually quiet time like that feels like a vacation. This was to come. What comes next? Well, let's just say it was not part of the plan. This is what I came back to, 20 minutes after quiet time. I don't know who flipped the bookshelf, no one's admitting to it, but I honestly didn't expect much because I was in their room doing laundry and they were kind of free to do whatever they wanted to out here. So a mess like this is kind of expected. Then I found my daughter helping herself to whatever she wanted out of the fridge. At this point, I assumed things probably couldn't get much worse. Then I walked into the living room and saw this. Oil, breadcrumbs, sprinkles on their play rug. They were baking on the play rug. I cleaned it up obviously because what else was I going to do? And I walked out to reset and saw the footprints. I followed them even though I knew where they led, but I followed them anyway. And yeah, somehow they found the flower. I don't even keep it down there, so I don't know how they found it. At this point, I just started to do a little bit of damage control. I didn't really ask any more questions or try to change anything. I called Nisi just so she could see what was going on, and after that, I took him into the bathroom to give the little ones a bath and get the flour off of them. I couldn't even do much because the 2 boys were fighting the entire time behind me. Now that the 2 little ones were all cleaned up, I decided that it was time to go out there into the living room and clean up the big mess that they made. This took a few minutes because most of them don't really clean. They say that they're going to clean and then they just sit there and stand around or argue, which I guess is to be expected. But now that the place is all cleaned up, I told them that they could sit down on the couch for a couple of minutes and read a book while I just sit down on the bed and relax. But you know, when you have kids, there really is no relaxation. Anyways, that's me with my 5 kids. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time.